Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's video, I'm going to do a quick Kazuha review. Obviously this character came out in 1.6, which is quite a while back now because we're at 2.2 and near the end of it, now the second half actually. I've been using this character since 1.6 and I love this character. And only recently did I crown him. So I am going to, showcase that, of course. And also today, for at least for the time of publishing this, it is Kazuha's birthday in the game. So we just got his little birthday thing earlier today. So that's what it is. So that's why I wanted to do this video. So we'll just go into it then. So I first of all love this character. He is someone that a lot of people did skip at 1.6 because thinking that he was just a 5-star version of a Sucrose. That cannot be further from the truth. Of course, on the surface, it appears that way, but that's not the truth. And so I'm sure many people, after realizing that, after they missed him, are waiting anxiously for him to be rerun. So hopefully it'll happen at some point soon. Because this guy is really versatile and he's a hybrid character, jack of all trades. Basically, just like his character's story, where he's a Ronin and the run originally from Inazuma, fled to Liyue and has been traveling around the world, etc. So in a way that plays to his strength because he basically got a little bit of everybody's strength from the Anemo category. So let's get into it. But before we do, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and leave me some comments and some questions. Did you guys pull for Kazuha back then? Are you guys waiting for him to rerun? I know I personally am waiting for him to rerun so that I can get his constellations. Now I will be clear. At that time I was unsure as well. I was cautious, so that's why I did not roll for his constellations. But after getting him, then this is, my decision that I do want to get his constellation. So let's get into it, and I'll talk about that as well. So we're going to focus only on his build here, and I will be killing the Pyro Regisvine behind me, as you can see. So on his build, I have 90 out of 90. This is his build. So his crit rate, unfortunately, is really low. So that's unfortunate for myself, but because I couldn't get any better pieces at the time. But regardless, I had to find the right balance, and this is not the best, but definitely it could be better. Crit damage is okay, 161. Energy recharge could be higher, 105, but he does not suffer from crit rate issues, so that's okay. There's a CD reduction here only because I put another animal character, Sayu, just to give the resonance. And then there's an Anemo damage of 61%. So it's not the best, but anyway, and I talked about this too before, that I'm using him with a Blackcliff longsword. First, it matches him in terms of the color. Definitely his actual 5-star weapon, the Freedom Sworn, does not match him at all. It's blue colored and it's a Mondstadt weapon. It does not match him at all. Come on, I'm waiting for an awesome looking katana that will match him. I originally wanted to get him an extra Mist Splitter, as I mentioned back then when I was polling for the Mist Splitter for Ayaka. Unfortunately, I did not win that 50-50. I actually lost it, I think, twice, and then I only got one Mist Splitter in the end, and I decided not to bother trying again. So unfortunately, I only got one Mist Splitter, and I gave it to Lady Ayaka instead, so unfortunately, he does not have it. And this Primordial Jade Cutter actually is really good for him too, actually. However, I left it on my Lady Jean because that's just what I had on originally, and it's better for her than him because I do prefer it on her. And then Kaching is just using the Aquila, although this could be okay for him as well, but I decided not to bother. So I preferred him with the crit damage instead. So that's just what I prefer. And I do recommend the Blackcliff Swords and the Blackcliff Longsword and the Blackcliff Weapons series, and it's coming up due on the next Paimon shop reset, so do look forward to these. I did do a series of videos on the Blackcliff Weapons, and I do highly recommend them, okay? Another one that could be recommended for him could be the Black Sword, which is the Battle Pass weapon, for those of you who have it, and it is a crit rate based weapon, which also could be easily substituted for this one as well. So either one would be good. Of course, the Amenoma, this would be also good. This would be a katana that could suit his style, and it does have some energy passives as well. I never built it up, but it is there. And then the other weapons, I would say you could probably just avoid most of the other ones already because he does not have energy recharge issues, so he doesn't need any of the other ones. Okay, artifacts. This boy just needs a Viridescent Venerer, period. So a 4-piece set, if you can get it. Luckily, I did have it lying around, and I did kind of pre-farm a little bit extra for him, so I was able to get a 4-piece set, so thank God. Because I don't like to farm those early dungeons anymore. I prefer to only farm currently the Emblem and the Reminiscence set, because that's where all the good pieces are for majority of the characters now. So, yeah. And then, so this is what I got. We're focused on I don't focus on an elemental mastery build. That's just me. I don't prefer that type of build. I prefer an attack and crit build, a more typical classic sub DPS DPS build. I do use him in a sub DPS role, so I don't use him to do a DPS. I don't keep him on the field too long, but I do prefer to like unleash all of his skills and his burst, and then let him leave the field. Okay, so in terms of constellations, I will spend the time talking about this. You'll notice that I did not spend the time on it on my previous video for Kokomi because there's no need to get any of the constellations, period. So for him, Constellation 1 is actually kind of you can skip it, but you do need Constellation 1 in order to get to Constellation 2. Constellation 2 is the one that's going to make him really strong because it adds the elemental mastery aspect to it, to him and to his basically to his teammates, okay? So it is very important to get C2 if you are willing to spend the money and also risk the 50-50 rolls for this. I recommend, and if he was to be rerun, I would definitely try to get to C2. And I would also not even hesitate to try to go for C3 as well. We'll see, because the Chihaya Buru, which is his E skill, is actually very useful. Okay, I would just say we'll just stop there because there's no point in going all the way to C6 unless you're a whale, because then if that's the case, you would have already gotten it there already, right? So yeah, I mean, if you were fortunate and you got him to C1, maybe just like I say you got two like versions of him back then you're good already. You just need to wait and get a C2 for him, right? For myself, yes, I would go for C2 and probably stop there. But if I was lucky or if I was feeling it, I could go for the C3, and that would be okay too. Talent-wise, I have finally crowned him. I crowned his E over his burst instead because I actually use his E more often. Basically, this gives you a mini little suction where it creates a little whirlwind and then brings them in. And then this one is just a larger one that continues to slash while it's infusing with whatever element is on the field, and only the first element though. And then this one I just left it at 8 because I don't use him as an actual DPS, so I don't use him for his normal attacks, but I brought it to 8 only because this will also impact his plunge attack. Because when he does this his E, he can jump into the air and then plunge down, right? So then I wanted to give him some attack there as well. Okay, let's get into it. So with this battle, I'm going to switch to Mona first, just to break the shield, and then I'm going to switch back to Kazuha. Everyone else on the team is really just not necessary. Their only purpose is just for Kazuha. Okay, I'm going to throw this out, and then we're going to throw this. That's just a non-holding one. But anyway, we'll do that, and then you'll see that basically the majority of his damage comes from basically just doing this. I'm not even really attacking, really. As you can see, right? So it just takes care of itself, really. So he's just so versatile, and that's why I really like this character. So I mean, I could have did it better there. I will just say, I could have did it in one rotation, of course, but I was just trying to talk and also showcase that it's really all you need is his E, and then his burst as well. Of course, that's all you really need. Again, it's very versatile. He is one of the number one, I think he still is. After his release, he was the number one character in the Battle Abyss that many people like to play with because he's so versatile. I mean, as you can see, this move is basically like a Sucrose and a Venti move all together, right? And then the plunging also is also like Xiao. That's why he's a really versatile, really hybrid character, and I think that moving forward, MiHoYo needs to make more hybrid characters that basically have some sort of combination of multiple other characters as unique skills, basically, and of course give some variation too, right? I also realized that the game, and aside from just power creeping, they're cannibalizing their own characters. I talked about that already a few times on previous videos, but essentially that's where the game is going towards. Instead of just power creeping only, they are basically cannibalizing their characters as well. That's a big topic, and that could be saved for our future videos as well, but I did talk about it in previous videos as well, and I will continue talking about it because I feel that that's a big deal. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was meant to be short, so really I recommend that you guys do go for Kazuha whenever he reruns, and if you're able to, go for his Constellation 2 if you're able to. And he just works really well with any composition, so I don't really need to even go into that, but he'll work well with any of the other elements basically because Anemo benefits from that. So he's just really well-rounded and really easy to use. I find him better to use than Xiao, to be very honest with you. Xiao definitely can be stronger, of course, but Xiao I find clunky because you have to jump up and plunge down, jump up and plunge down, whereas this is very seamless and fluid. You know, you do your E and then you plunge down, right? It's just really fluid and seamless, and then the alt is just there. It automatically slashes and infuses for you, right? Definitely it doesn't do what Venti's alt does because obviously it's not here to power creep Venti, but he does already combine a little bit of elements of all the other Anemo characters already. So yeah. Okay, I'll leave it there. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys.